On October the 7th, 1,200 people were killed. Since then, the Israeli bombardment of Gaza has already taken the lives of 22,000 people. And there are estimated to be at least 8,000 more bodies under the rubble. 70% of all housing in Gaza has been destroyed. 1.9 million people have been displaced from their homes. Those hospitals that are still managing to survive and operate in some way are going through the most horrendous conditions. Amputations without anaesthetic. Lack of simple basic hygiene means that to clean wounds they're having to use vinegar if they can get it. And there are 1 million people corralled around the very small town of Rafah without food, without water, and without means of escape because the border with Egypt has been closed. The only ones who can get through are those that have foreign passports. Most of the dead are children because it is a very young population. And in this situation, the United States President has just signed an order for more bombs to be sent as a gift from the United States to Israel to continue that bombardment. And some horrible shots where children are being invited to sign their names on a bomb that is going to be sent a few kilometers away into Gaza to destroy a school and kill many more children. The horrors of war are there on the live screen in front of us. The British Parliament was invited to vote for a motion calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. 125 MPs voted for it. The rest either voted against or abstained. Shame on them. And shame on much of the media that keep on presenting this as a defensive war by Israel. It is an aggression against the most vulnerable, poorest, unarmed people in Gaza. So this weekend, on the 13th, all around the world, there are going to be demonstrations. In our powerlessness as citizens all around the world, we empower ourselves by going out together on the streets, whatever the weather, whatever the circumstances, to make a plea for peace, to make a plea for a ceasefire and peace and justice for the Palestinian people. Obviously those in Gaza under bombardment at the present time, but also those in the West Bank who are having to endure settler violence, those people in Hebron driven out of their homes to make way for settlers to move in. Also spare a thought for those living in refugee camps in Jordan, in Syria, in Lebanon, who have been in those camps since 1948. We're now in the third or fourth generation growing up in refugee camps. And so, if you can, please join a demonstration somewhere on the 13th. In central London, the streets will be full of tens of thousands of people, no, hundreds of thousands of people, demanding a ceasefire, showing our voice is there for peace in the future. The people of Palestine are crying out for help and support to defend their culture, their lives, their language, and their very existence. And the International Court of Justice will hear an application from South Africa to charge Israel with the charge of genocide against the Palestinian people. That case will be heard in The Hague this week. In the meantime, please raise your voice for Palestine.